everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Katie, and today we are doing my 2024 reading journal setup. So I got this Archer and Olive journal about 1 or 2 months ago, and not sponsored, would love to be though. But I love the journal. This is actually my very first one. I did do a haul a few weeks ago, but I'm using those for different things other than specifically my reading journal. So I have not even opened this. It is still in the wrapping. So let's go ahead and, I did slice it open because I didn't want to struggle with it. But let's open it together. So it comes in this beautiful green box. This was part of their sale that they were having quite a long time ago. I think the journals were like, I think they were 30% off or something like that. So I ended up grabbing their square one. It's a new design for me, so I'm kind of nervous because it's bigger than my old one, and I'm not used to having a square one. So let's go ahead and check it out. All right, so this is the paper. It always comes with paper. So here it is. And Archer and Olive was so nice. I ended up purchasing one, and I purchased one that was in a maroon color with a hedgehog on it, which was beautiful. But then I saw this one. It was the same price on sale, and I realized, oh, that green and the chipmunk. If you've seen my reading vlogs while camping with my dad, you'll know why the chipmunk means a lot to me. So I was like, could you please just switch them out? They're the same price, and they were kind enough to say yes, absolutely. They didn't ship it out yet, so if you end up ordering the wrong one, just message them immediately once you find out before they ship it, and they will help you out. So it's beautiful. It's definitely square. But yeah, so it has this gorgeous soft feel to it. Oh, I love that feel. Okay, that's different for me. So it comes with elastic. I love this so much. It does have less pages than my other journals, so I figured out everything ahead of time, how many pages I needed for each setup, because mine's going to be not exactly the same as my other one. This one is from joiethings.com, and so this year's 2023. I would do a complete flip through, but I went through and I counted out how many pages I would need. This one has more than this one does, so, but I'm very excited to have an Archer and Olive, and I love this color. So it is the same height as an A5. This is an A5. I believe these are B5. No, these are just square. I don't think they have a number and a letter to go with it. But this is an A5, so you know the size reference to it. So it's about 8 inches. Yeah, 8 inches long by, I know I'm measuring by my fingers, by 7 inches. But it is almost a half a length longer than an A5. So it is going to have a lot more room. I'm going to have a lot more room for my bookshelves in here. Absolutely love it. And it has that nice dot grid paper. So very, very excited. So we're going to be decorating, having fun. I am literally surrounded by supplies, so I will probably be filming this video over the next few days. So yeah, this usually takes me a long time to film, so if there is any lighting difference, I do apologize. I do try to keep it the same, but yeah. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and have fun decorating and have a good time. Okay, everyone, so here is my getting ready to do my 2024 reading journal. So this is my beginning here, where I put just kind of a title page, a little bit of decoration. That's pretty much all this page is for me. I just like to make it fun and decorative instead of just having a plain nameplate. So I just grabbed some paper cardstock that I had. I can't remember where I got these. I got them a long time ago on clearance, but I really like them. And the theme of my journal for next year is kind of a little bit of a mixture between a vintage as well as a forest theme. So I really like trees. I like mushrooms. You'll see a lot of mushrooms in this journal, as well as a lot of chipmunks and a few different animals around, plus trees. So basically that's going to be my reading journal throughout the entire year, I think, plus flowers. I love flowers. So that will be the theme throughout, and I think it's going to be so much fun to kind of have the same theme throughout my entire reading journal. So on the right, I just put Katie Reading Journal. I should have put KT's with an S, but that's okay. I kind of forgot about that. And then I got this giant sticker out from my sticker book,
and I love it. I thought it was perfect. It has some bees, some flowers, and then I grabbed some of my glitter stickers to use the numbers, and thankfully I was trying to figure out where to put the numbers. I was only going to put 24, but I realized I could put 20 on the left hand side, so I ended up putting 2024. Thankfully it was the right year. And then I decided to add another flower sticker, which I'm so glad I did. I feel like that was a perfect touch to this page. And then I decided to get a few bees. Now, it was kind of funny. I looked through all those pages of bees. There's a lot of different bees in that sticker book, so I kind of wanted the same bees as was on that bigger sticker that I put on the left. So then I added a few washi stickers that I had. I will try to link almost everything that I've used in this video if I can, so that way you can find it down in the description box if you're interested. This year I ended up buying a ton of scrapbook paper to prepare for this video, and I may have gone a little overboard, but I just like to have enough scrapbook paper so I have a bunch of different scrapbook options. So I do like to have that torn edge look. I really like that, so I kept that throughout the journal. This page is my reading goals, so it's everything that's going to be kind of my reading goals / my booktube goals. So a whole bunch of different ones that I wanted to do. And then right here, I'm just adding some squares. I don't know why I went to this much trouble for squares, but oh well. I could have hand drawn them, but my squares are not that great when I hand draw them, so might as well use the ruler, right? So then I went in and just wrote down all of my reading goals. So I did have everything planned out beforehand, which I am so happy I did. Every page was planned out, so this video did not take me like 8 hours. It only took me 3. So still a long video that I had to edit down to make it only 40 minutes long, but it was well worth the planning ahead of time. And then I'm using this craft paper that I had, and I'm using this throughout the journal too, just for all the headers that I'm doing on each page. So on the right, I am going to be doing my 24 books in 2024. And I made a big mistake on this page. It didn't happen in the video, but I made a bookshelf here and I added some stamps in, and I put the wrong books as titles. This happened on my own time, and so I'm gonna have to go in and add some cardstock and redo those bookshelves. I can't believe I did that. Oh, that was such a pain, but that's okay. I mean, I had plans and I accidentally put books that were supposed to be on another page on this page. So it happens, and I'm just going to add a piece of cardstock on top. But here, this will be exactly the same, just on cardstock later, but I used my bookshelf stamp, which I love. I'll link it down below. It's my favorite book stamp ever. And then I went in with a chipmunk because that is part of the theme. I love the chipmunk. I had to put the chipmunk in a few different places. Thankfully, I did have a few chipmunks. And of course the mushrooms. I like the mushrooms. I don't know why. I thought they were kind of fun. And then I did have some mushroom stamps that I got specifically for this journal, actually. I didn't use it as much as I wanted to, but I think I'll use it more throughout the year. And then for any coloring that I'll use, I use Tombow brush pens. So I'll link the ones that I use down below. And then the next page, I'm using washi tape instead of paper for this page because I need as much room as possible for this page. This page I'm using for my daily reading tracker, and then the right side I am using for my genre tracker. So I'm really happy with how this turned out. I love having kind of just one page to kind of keep everything. I used to have a monthly reading tracker where I colored in some cute stamps every day, but by the end of the year I kind of got tired of it, so I decided to have it only on one page instead of trying to find it by month, which I really, really like. So it was a lot easier. And then on the bottom of the page, I figured out that I wanted to put the months on the bottom, which worked out perfectly. I did 12 all the way across. And then on the left-hand side, I'm doing numbers between 1 and 31. I think I put 1 on the bottom and 31 at the top. That way it wouldn't look weird starting with 1 on the top. I probably could have, but if I didn't read every day, I think having the blank spaces at the bottom would have bothered me rather than on the top. And then I'm just making these rectangles, which it did take a long time. I think I did this all on pencil first, but at least it was easy, and I spent a lot of time on it, but I think it was worth it. This is probably one of my favorite pages just because how organized it looks. I think it looks great. And then I went in and wrote out my genres. So I don't remember everything, but I read a little bit of everything. So I put graphic novels, comic books, I put contemporary romance, I put regular contemporary, I put historical fiction, sci-fi fantasy, thrillers, pretty much everything you can think of. I think I even put classics. Did I put classics? I can't remember. And then the other side is for just figuring out if it's middle grade, YA, adult, or Christian fiction. So I just decided to do that. And then the bottom is nonfiction because I know I don't read a ton. I read like maybe 3 or 4 a year. So I figured I would just leave a little space at the bottom. Just enough space to say if I read a nonfiction, I can put it at the bottom there. Alright, so this next page, I have this beautiful mushroom paper. I absolutely love it. I thought it was absolutely perfect for this page. So pretty much also throughout my journal, I use double-sided tape. It is a girl's best friend, that's for sure. And you'll see me swap the tape roller. I used a green tape roller. I did not like it. It did not stick very well. So I ended up switching back to the blue. I did find a blue one. So this is my page for 100 books to read in 2024. But I decided to just stick with the 100 for now. If you all have been around a long time, I read way more than 100. Usually the past few years, my average has been between 250 and 350. But I just like to make my low goal of 100. And if I make that, that's amazing. And I'll just bump it up from there. So I left most of the page blank, and I just decided to do 100 spaces to start off with. That's what I usually do, and then I add more spaces later. But I put all the numbers in the spaces this time instead of doing X's like last year, and I like the way it looks. And then this page, so this one, the video would have been even longer if I did every single bookshelf with you all. So what I did was I did 3 of the bookshelves on my own and did 1 of the bookshelves with you all. And I think it worked out to my benefit. I was able to relax. I watched a movie. Actually, I even watched a movie while filming, which was really nice, actually. I am so happy that I did that this year. It was definitely more relaxing, and I enjoyed my time a lot more. So I'm hand drawing all my bookshelves. Last year I did washi tape. Possibly, I feel like I should have done that again. I feel like it was a lot quicker, but that's okay. I like the hand-drawn look, and it still turned out really nice. It just took a very long time to do. And then next I went in with a couple of book stickers. So these book stickers actually had a white outline. I painstakingly went in and fussy cut all the books out so it actually looked like the books were lying on the bookshelf without a white outline, which took a long time, but I really liked the end result. So then next I went in throughout here and did all the bookshelves with just the little cute books, which I do like the stamp a lot, rather than hand drawing all of those books by hand, which I honestly wouldn't mind, but again, that would have taken me a lot longer than just pressing down a stamp. And thankfully, I did a pretty good job of lining up. Normally, I'm like way off, but I tried really hard to make it as straight as I could, so I didn't have to go back in and fix it, because your bookshelf looks funny when your books are floating in the air. Could have been my fantasy shelf, maybe. But yeah, so I needed a piece of paper at this point to kind of fit in all those extra books. And any books that look like they're missing a line, I go in with a micron pen and fix those up. That's what I'm doing here. Just fixing up those lines that didn't quite stamp perfectly. And so yeah, so if your stamps do not print that well, or if you missed something, just go in with a micron pen and just fix it up. And it makes it look just as if it was the stamp. Next, I'm going to add a few pieces of decor into my bookshelf. I always leave a little space for decor, so I usually put some plants, maybe I'll put a drink somewhere, or a globe, or pretty much anything, maybe something that looks like a bookend, and it makes it just that much more fun and a little extra, so I get excited to go into my reading journal and write down all the books that I read. So I don't catalog any of my comic books that I read, but I do catalog everything else, and I'm going to put it in here. I don't know if I want to do it by star rating again. I probably will. I haven't created a color code yet. I should probably do that before the new year, but I haven't yet. So I'm just writing down books read in 2024. This is the only page that I put the actual title on. I usually don't need it on the other pages. And then I just went in with some Tombow brush pens. I think most of the colors I used came from the pastel set, because that's one of my favorites. It's one I use all the time. I even use it for coloring the books, and usually I color code by star rating, which I probably will keep it that way since I already have a genre tracker on the other page, and it would just, not make sense if I did genre again. So star rating, I think, is a good option for keeping it that way. And then I just went in with a Tombow brush pen to color in the bookshelf. I could have left it that just outlined, but I think it looked really nice when I did the Tombow brush pen. So I can't remember what color I used. It's just one of the colors from the I think it's the skin tone set, I believe. Never used them really for skin tone coloring, but for bookshelves and book journals, yes please. I think they look really great. So it kind of gives that kind of like that light, maybe a light pine wood feel to it. I don't normally like pine, but apparently in a book journal I do. And I'll show you the other bookshelves slower later on at the end of the video. I do a final flip through, so you'll see all that. This next page, I am trying to line it up, trying to figure out where I want to put the paper. So this next page is my Bible plan. I have 34, I think, more books of the Bible to read next year. So that's what I'm doing on this page. It's pretty much the same thing. I already drew in the bookshelves, and I'm going to put books on that bookshelf. I guess I skipped that part, but same thing as the bookshelf. And then this next page is my NetGalley arcs. I pretty much only colored the bookshelf in like a light lilac, and I will show you the filled in bookshelf with all the books. Nothing decorated on this page at all, not even in the bookshelves, because I just have so many NetGalley arcs still on my shelves that I needed all the space I could. That happened this year too. Alright, so this next page, I'm so excited for this page. This page is all of my series tracker, and hopefully I have enough space. I hope. If you know me with series, I'm doing better. and I plan on keeping that up next year, but I am not very good at completing series. But as of the end of this year, I'm actually doing way better than I was, and I do plan on finishing more series that I have started already. So I did not show you how I did the page for the series tracker. So this is another page for my series tracking, and so I decided just to do it on this page for you all, share with you kind of the lines that I drew and everything. So each line is another series. I got a few of these ideas from other flip throughs that I've seen on YouTube, and they're just amazing. I will link my inspiration playlist down below. I don't know if the videos that I got ideas from are on there or not. I can't remember. It's been a while since I looked up flip throughs. This next page is probably one of my favorites only because of what's on it. This is my favorite author's backlog. I probably should have put backlist, but this is not every book because a lot of authors have more books than I could fit in these boxes, but I put some of my favorite authors in here. I'll go through my favorite authors at the end of the video that I put on here. I do have a lot more favorites than this, but these are the ones that I'm concentrating on for next year. So I put in some of my favorites and all their backlist, or most of their backlist if they had more. And then, of course, we have to add in a few little chipmunks, which are so cute. Oh, absolutely adorable. And then I just outlined it with a little bit of a gray Tombow brush pen, just to kind of give it a little bit of a shadowing. And then the next page, I believe this is my new releases. So I keep track of any new releases throughout the year that I am interested in reading, and I should have more space for them, I feel like, because there's always a lot, but I'm trying to minimize how many I really, really want to read, because a lot of them I never get to. So I'm going to try harder to not have so many that I want to read. I know it's hard, but we'll try. So I don't know if any of you noticed, but I removed that sticker on the right hand side because I just wanted it to be symmetrical with the blue on both sides. So yeah, that introverted but willing to talk about book sticker is no longer there. That's okay. I think it turned out better this way. I think the white sticker just didn't go with the vintage theme, so I really like what I did more. I just added a few washi stickers that I found on both sides, and I think it really added a nice little extra touch to the page. This next page is my buddy reads and my new, not challenge, but I want to do a monthly reading vlog where I'm going to pick one of your recommendations for a book. So let me know some favorite books that you really enjoy. You can put it now, or I'm also going to make a post later that has a TBR jar picture, and I'm going to put all of your recommendations in there. Just please don't put any nonfiction because I don't really read that much. But other than that, I mean, as long as they're, pretty clean books, I'm good with pretty much anything. So I will be happy to put in all of your recommendations as long as I haven't read them. But if you want to put more than one recommendation, that's probably better in case I have already read your first choice. And if you want to buddy read something, or even like maybe I pick your book during the month and you want to buddy read it with me, like if you're a rereader, then that's totally fine too. So I just did some highlighting. I don't know why I do this, but I like to do it. It also didn't really show on camera. I'm not exactly sure why, but that's okay. Then I just added a little bit of washi tape to the page and some more stickers. I found this cute fox sticker. I decided to go ahead and use him because he's so cute. And of course, I had to add a mushroom. Gotta add those mushrooms. And then this next page, I already did the highlighted line since I did that on the other page. I re-ripped and re-ripped that paper until I could find the page that fit, or paper that fit, I guess. So this next page is all of my gifted books. So anything you all give me for Christmas or my birthday, thank you everyone so much. You never have to do that, but for those that see my wish list in my description box, thank you for sending me something, because it just brings a huge smile on my face when I check the mailbox. So thank you. But I just put this on here, and I also kind of put like any giveaway books that I win. I won a lot, quite a bit in the beginning of 2023, and it was quite a surprise. But just in case there's gifted books, and I do get some books from authors, which is also such a really sweet and wonderful blessing in the mail. So I usually put just date, title, and who it was from, because I kind of like to keep that memory. I can look back and see who gifted me these books, which is actually a good idea, because I just realized that sometimes I try hard, but I lose those gift receipts sometimes, so I don't know who it's from. So just remember that's why I keep this reading journal. It's a good idea to have that. So this next page is very simple. I don't do a lot to this page because this is my favorite quotes page. I at first thought I was going to skip this page because I did fill it in this year, but I really thought I was going to forget about it, and I didn't, thankfully. So I decided to keep it again. I was looking through my book stickers, trying to find something that had a cute book quote on it, because obviously this is the page for quotes. So I found one that says emotionally attached to fictional characters, and absolutely perfect. So then this next page, I just cut down this really pretty rose paper. I tried really hard to keep the roses because I really liked that part of the page. So I tried really hard to keep the rose as much as I could on this page. This is my social media family page. So this is where I keep track of all of you, and whenever you subscribe, I save it in my journal. Not every single one, because I would need at least a little bit more space, but just every month I keep track of when I started, how far I've gotten, just for YouTube and Instagram. I don't know if I want to do it for my other channels as well. I'll think about it. I'm not sure yet, but maybe I'll do that as well, because I really haven't kept track of my other channels, and I think I'd like to next year, just to see how it's going and see how many lovely more family members have come to the channel. My next pages is just YouTube content, really simple, really quick, and I needed all that space, so no fun decorating, but that's okay. Then this next page is my booktube, my book nerd besties. It's our booktube group that we created last year for reading together. You all can join in. We pick our books monthly, and most of us just talk about it at the end of the month with you all, but it's just nice to kind of, read together and just relax and have a good time. So we usually pick a different genre each month. We spin a spinner wheel with a bunch of different genres, and then we vote on a book to read, and then we share it with all you on our channel, so that way if you'd like to join in and read with us, you can. So I just decorated a little bit more with a fun book sticker, a little washi tape, and I found this really pretty girl sticker that I put on there. I was trying to find one with like a bunch of friends, but they were all either kind of big or didn't have enough of the friends in the sticker, because I kind of wanted it to be even with all of us, but I couldn't find one, so I just used a little girl sticker. And then the page on the right is for our monthly picks, so I just decorated a little bit. It took me forever to find a piece of paper that fit there, but that's okay.
Okay everyone, so this is the final flip through. Again, I'm sorry if I missed a few parts here and there. Most of my formats were very similar, but my phone is running out of space incredibly fast because I'm filming like crazy the past week. So, and I haven't finished editing everything. I have edited a lot, but this video was 3 hours long. That's why it used up a lot of space. So let's do a final flip through in less than 5 minutes. Okay, so here is the title page. I think it looks amazing. I think this is my favorite title page I've done so far. My reading goals are on this side and my 24 books in 2024. Next is my reading tracker, which I love this method. I love that I don't have to do it by month now. Now it's just all on one page, and I love that. Next is my genre tracker. I love this too. I like the tiny little boxes. I think that's so much fun. And then 100 books in 24. I left space because normally I read at least about 300, but I never want to pressure myself. So 100 books is my minimum, and I just want to keep it that way. Next up is my books read in 2024. So this is everything that I read minus comic books. I don't normally add those on my bookshelves, otherwise I would need a lot more. But I have a few pages here. I did a couple ahead of time, that way it would be a little bit quicker. So I have a lot of room for books here. Then I have my Bible plan. So I have, I think, what did I say, 34 books or something? Oh, I can't remember now what it was, but I think that's right. But I have that down. And then in my NetGalley arcs, this is a page where I'm just kind of meh about because there's no decoration or anything on this page. I wish I did a little bit more to it, but that's okay. It's just a space to keep track of all my NetGalley arcs. And believe me, I have a lot that I still need to get to. Series tracker. I decided to put the first page as my completed series. So I'm leaving this blank. So as I read throughout the year, I'm going to put any series that I complete into my completed series. Next two boxes, this one and this one, are for series that I'm currently in the middle of. And this one is any series that I'm currently reading but are not finished publishing. So the final book or the second and third book have not come out yet. This is where they go. So that way I know that these I can't complete reading because I don't have them. Next is favorite authors backlog. I'd like to get to my favorite authors. So I actually wrote these down so I can share with you. I put Jamie Jo Wright, Joan Bauer, Joanna Davidson Politano, Melanie Dickerson, Erin Bartels, Colleen Coble, Pepper Basham, Tony Shiloh, Sarah Sundin, Jennifer A. Nielsen, Gail Carson Levine, and Carrie Stewart Parks. Now, I have a ton more favorite authors than this, but these are ones I'd like to get to next year. But I don't think I'll get to all the books that they have on their back list, but some I'd like to. And then this is my 2024 new release page. So anything that I am excited about, I will put on this list. There's not much room, but I think I will make it a smaller list this time around. And then buddy reads. So if you want to buddy read, let me know, and I will put you down here in my buddy reads. And then friend recommendations. I'm doing a friend rec jar. So also feel free to put it on this video because the jar video isn't going to go out for a couple more days, I think. So feel free to put a book recommendation. Put a couple if you want, in case I've already read some of your other suggestions. And this one is my gifted books. So I decided to decorate the last page of that. And then I have my favorite quotes, which I leave pretty blank. I put this last one that says emotionally attached to fictional characters. One of my favorite quotes. I don't know who created that quote, but I love it. Then my social media family. This is my social media growth for Instagram and YouTube. So please subscribe if you haven't, please. That would be amazing. And then I have my YouTube content, which this is so plain, but I need this much space for my filming schedule. So there are 4 pages of this exact page. So I'm going to skip over that really quick because you guys don't need to see all of that. I think the last part I have is my book picks, my book nerd besties. So love how it turned out. I think it's really cute. I put little check boxes for each month. And then the rest is blank because I'm doing some reading challenges, but I don't know which ones I'm doing yet. So And I haven't done my own reading challenge that I do here on YouTube because, number one, I haven't created that page, but I also haven't shared it yet on YouTube. I might before this video comes out. I don't know yet, but yeah, so that is my reading journal so far. Stay tuned every month. I do a video every month to share my my reading journal setup videos every month, and I love doing those. All right, so I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in the next video.